I learned this from the great Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Yeah.
Okay. Who, from the coal mines of West Virginia, preached his way, being obedient to the Lord, into one of the most magnificent lives we have ever seen. I'm gonna try to get him on the pod.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot of my resiliency in the 13 and a half years that I was under his ministry and tutelage.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he's walking down the street, and he tells this story about walking down the street in West Virginia, and God has already started to give him influence. And this is back when get ready, right?
Yeah.
All that was going on. And he said he was walking down the street one day, and as he was walking down the street, somebody passed him, and they were like, I can't stand your sermons, and just started going off on him. And he's like, okay, thank you. And he walked, same, it's the same trip, okay? It wasn't like, and the next day, and he's walking down the street, and somebody came up to him and told him, I can't really stand what you talking about and what you preaching. Blah, blah, blah. And then he kept on walking, and somebody was like, what you preach changed my life.
Yeah.
You ready for it? He can't let either one affect him.
Wow. Dang.
See,
That's good.
the way you process right now, the 80 make you feel like you're doing good, and the 1 made you feel like you're doing bad. When truthfully, none of the 81 should make you feel anything.
That's good, dude.
Did you believe when you put out that piece of content, it was true to who you are, where you are, why you are, how you are right now? That's the only thing that counts.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's so good, because literally my prayers was, because when I read the negative, like my ears instantly got hot, like my body, like I felt it in my body.
Yeah.
And so like my prayer was, God, I want to feel the positive in my body the way I felt the negative. But what you're saying is it shouldn't matter.
Shouldn't matter at all.
At all.
Shouldn't matter at all.
That's so, okay.
It shouldn't matter at all. Dude. It can't matter at all. Because then you're a slave to a constituency.
Yep.
And then you'll only tell them what you think they want to hear. That's what politicians do.
Right.
Ambassadors can't do that.
That's good.
Politicians jump off of a plane. Hey, Michigan, we're going to bring the jobs back. Hey, California, we're going to make sure everybody has equality. Hey, Florida, we're going to make sure everybody gets a tan. Where am I tomorrow? Iowa. What do we need to say to Iowa?
Wow.
You're pandering to a constituency.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But when you got to know what your assignment is. I know what the basement's assignment is.
Yeah.
I know what my preaching assignment is. I know the people that have an adverse reaction to what I said. That's not my audience.
Yep. Yep.
I wasn't even talking to them.
Yeah.
So the comments, positive or negative, can't make you feel a way.
Yeah.
You can't feel, and I have words of affirmation, but whose affirmation do I value?
Right.
It's the people that know me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right? If I'm affirmed by a stranger that doesn't know me, right, I could be like putting out content that people agree with and then living a completely double life, like visiting escorts on the weekends and, you know what I mean, watching porn every single day. Well, they're affirming what they think they know of me.
Yeah.
So I can't let that be the indicator. And then the people that don't like what I say, they don't know me either. So the people that like my content don't know me, and the people that don't like my content don't know me. So I can't let either one of them sway me, right? It feels good to be accepted, but you can't be shocked when you're rejected. I mean, what are the what does the freaking toothpaste commercial say? 4 out of 5 doctors.
Yeah. There's the one doctor that's like, it's bad for your
That
health.
one damn doctor is never gonna like your toothpaste. I don't care how you blend it and what fluoride you put in there. 4 out of 5 doctors agree, right?
Yeah.
8 out of 10 people like Coke over Pep. It's never going to get 100%. You're never going to get 100% of people to agree with you.
Yeah.
But one of the ways to protect your mental health is to not deep dive into your comment section.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you scroll down into
yeah.
it wasn't the first 5.
It's at the bottom, dude.
Yeah, you scuba dive to find some, and guess what you found at the bottom? Negativity.
Oh, I knew it.
A piranha.
There it is.
Negativity's at the bottom of a bottle.
Yeah.
Negativity is at the end of a cork snort, a Coke snort. Negativity is at the end of a marijuana high. Negativity is at the end of your comment section. Okay, so stay out of here.
Yeah.
Just stay out of there.
Yep.
And it'll help you tremendously because art is subjective.
Yeah.
Go to a freaking art museum.
Yeah.
Somebody will stand in front of the painting and be like, "Oh yeah, I get this guy. Just the abstractions of his lines are just speaking to me because I never want to be confined by the borders of my life."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the next person walks up to it with a glass of wine in their hand and they're like, "This is a hot mess.
It sucks.
I can't believe they even let this art be on exhibit. This guy should be banned. His stuff is sloppy. Look at those lines. Same damn lines somebody else liked, the other person doesn't. So what you gonna do?
Yeah.
You can't do nothing about it." Let me say this last thing. I'll never forget. I was in Australia, walking down the street with my friend, and I said something about I forgot who I was talking about, but we had dropped like probably throughout the course of our conversation, we had dropped several expletives, right? Yeah. It was a free flowing conversation, and we were passionate about certain things, and boop boop boop, dropped some F's and some Samuel L's in there as well. And then and all that was great. And then we're walking down the street and I'm like, man, and I'm a literal person. And so I was literally saying like, this person's a bastard. Because they don't have a spiritual father.
Yeah.
That dude instinctively, without even thinking, smacked me across my shoulder so hard. He said, "Watch your mouth." Bastard. In Australia is a worse word.
Wow.
Than FUCC. I just tried to, because I don't want nobody to backslide because I spell the word and I put it in their head and they backslid for
That's the courtyard people I'm talking about. That's how they are.
Yeah.
Right. But those are the people that only watch Jesus Revolution and, you know what I mean, The Blind Side.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so sorry. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like really I'm like really settled now, fellas. Like I went through this like little arc and I'm really settled now. I'm like, amen. It's my body is regulated. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not triggered. I'm really, really settled into what this is and what this isn't. And so we gooch. So yeah, I realize how subjective it is. Bastard is a red flag word, but F isn't.
Right.
A-hole isn't, right? And so you got to know where you are. And I understand in America, though, these are charged words that still bring with it a lot of, negativity. And I know thank you to everybody that has sent me Ephesians, I think 4:29.
Yeah.
I'll read it because I don't want y'all to think that I skip over Bible verses. Bible verse. I think it was 4:29 they sent me, which I agree with because the Bible is right. Don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those that hear them. I think foul and abusive language is absolute. Like it says it right there.
Yeah.
But it couldn't have meant the words that we say because they didn't exist.
Yep.
So, which means that for all of time, foul words are subjective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Abusive words, abusive language that subjective. You know what I mean? I've seen people completely torn down in church without an expletive ever being used. It was still foul.
Right.
And it was still abusive.
That part.
I've seen people become enslaved to narcissistic systems, and an expletive, what we call an expletive, was never used. It was still foul language, and it was still abusive. So it is subjective, right? And if you don't want to use these words, I completely understand. If that's not the standard for you, I completely understand. It is not always my standard. There is no warning label over every episode that we talk about, right? But we give space for people's vulnerability. And there is no word off limits when it comes to people's vulnerability for me. Yeah. I don't want anybody to be abused. Abusive language will not be tolerated in the basement. Abusive language is subjective. Foul language is subjective, right? But I know abuse, and I recognize abuse when I see it, and I recognize when somebody's foul when I see it. So that's what I got to say about that.